What a round 10 was. It was awesome to watch, and this was probably the best game, the best comeback of the week. As you can see, Rioli gets a free kick inside the forward 50. He kicks a very good goal, and with only 22 seconds left, the ball goes inside the Port Adelaide forward 50, and DBJ kicks it off the ground to win the game for Port Adelaide. There's no way they should have won this. That was truly awesome to watch. The Crows also almost had a very exciting finish. As you can see, and we've probably already seen this, Isaac Rankin did run 24 metres, so the call is fair by the umpire, but I feel like the context of the game and the consistency of this call is just not right. Fullbacks, when taking the kick in, run close to 50 metres before they bounce it and never get called. When there's 20 seconds left and the Crows are trying to win the game, you call it now. Why? The umpires hate the Crows. And to add insult to injury, Rankin also injured his hammy. After a ruck contest and then receiving the ball, Ward has kicked the wrong way, unfortunately, against his old team. I know he didn't, but it just makes for a funny thing to say he forgets which team he's playing for. Unfortunately for him, that clip is going to be played for quite some time.
After 300 games, no experience.
The mysterious coloured whale screen popped up again for the Sydney and Carlton games. There's actually a few oddities in this one. Jesse Hogan gets paid a free kick, and then the Bulldogs pass it back to the wrong person, so it's a 50-metre penalty. The umpire actually then says, as Jesse's running towards goal, that he's played on somehow. In the end, you can actually hear the umpire say that he wasn't running towards goal, which I have no idea what the hell the umpire's talking about, because he's clearly running towards the other end. And then he absolutely scrubs the kick. Just a series of oddities. I know everyone already says it, but Harley Reid is going to be an absolute superstar. Watch him just get past multiple Melbourne defenders and then goes through and kicks a very easy goal. Well, at least he makes it look very easy. From the first angle, you can't actually really see what happened, but you can see Aaliyah is complaining he doesn't think this free is valid. And then you watch the replay and he's got two hands on his face. How's this not a free kick, Aaliyah? Like, is this something you do at training to practice your grip strength over someone's face? I don't think so. Conway takes a solid mark, but he doesn't see Lukosius hiding behind the umpire. Kicks it back to a teammate and Lukosius steals the ball and then goes through and kicks a goal. As the Tigers get it inside their forward 50, Hugo Ralph-Smith takes a shot at goal, and you can see his teammate Coulthard kicks the ball, so you'll probably be a little bit annoyed until you watch the replay, and I think Ralph-Smith's ball was going to go out or a point, but Coulthard has socketed it in for a goal. Mackay takes a mark inside the forward 50 and then is somewhat tackled, but it probably should have been a 50-metre penalty to be fair, and then in true Mackay fashion goes back, lines up for goal and completely shanks it. I think that would be harder to shank that kick than to actually kick the goal. How in the world does that keep happening? Galamachi has gone up and taken a contender for Mark of the Year over Nathan Broad. What do you think? Do you think that's better than Jamie Elliott's mark? Which one do you reckon will win? Stengel has kicked the ball inside the Cats forward 50 and he's hit absolutely no one but Fiorini. You can see there's no Geelong players in the area, so this is just a bad kick, but then Fiorini returns the favour. And then this eventually ends up as a Cats goal. Dustin Martin receives the ball inside the forward 50, probably about 10 or 15 metres out, and as you can see, he's just too unselfish. There's a clear path between him and the goals, and there's also a Tigers player goal side of him, but for some reason passes the ball back inside the corridor and turns it over. At halftime, David Swallow's trying to keep the ball in. He slaps the ball back in. Unfortunately, it hits Brian Myers straight in the nose. As the Cats are racing inside the forward 50, a kick is sent towards Brian Myers and it looks like he takes the mark, but upon the replay you can see that he's dropped it, so very well done to the umpire for picking that up. Watching it on TV, I definitely thought this was a mark. How was this chase down tackle by Lloyd Johnston? You can see that he comes from so far back and he's actually on a different player at the start, but he just doesn't give up the chase, keeps going and is eventually rewarded. Dan Houston from Port is usually a very good kick of the ball, but this one you'd want back. It's only 20 seconds into the game and for some reason he's just missed this kick and kicked it straight to Jack Ginnivan. He even tricked the cameraman. After getting a chop of the arms free, I think it's Laverty here, goes to stand up and Curtis just grabs onto him and looks like he does tackle him, but for some reason the umpire doesn't pay a 50-metre penalty. Something like this usually gets paid and I don't know why it wasn't. Do you reckon Tyson Stengel was actually going for goal, or was he just trying to keep the ball moving forward as he kicks it and then it just dribbles through for a goal? Sometimes you just get lucky, I guess. In panic mode, Stephen May just kicks the ball off the ground, but Jaden Hunt has taken a spectacular mark, as the commentator says, very much like a slips catch. I think the umpire was actually a little bit blindsided by this, as you can see he's sort of stumbling around, so I don't know if he got in the way or what, but this definitely looked like a mark to Mac Jon, and you can see he just stares down the umpire. Mackay is running towards Florent, and Florent actually fends him off high. Should have been a free kick, but as you can see, Mackay starts running back, and he's not running in a straight line. I actually reckon he was concussed, or he had some sort of possible concussion here, and he wasn't taken off. Just watch the line that he runs in. He sort of wobbles a little bit there. How's the missed kick from McLean here? I think he is trying to kick it to Amari, otherwise he would have kicked it a fair bit harder, but he's kicked it too hard, but it does bounce through for a goal. Sometimes luck is just on your side. Bailey Williams took a very solid mark. It won't win Mark of the Year or Mark of the Week, but it was awesome to see. Extremely poor defense from the Cats. As you can see, Stewart handballs the ball. It looks like it's going to go over the line, but there's just no desperation from any of the Cats defenders to make sure the ball does go over. The Suns pick up on this, they get the ball, pass it around, and then end up kicking another goal. Just poor defense. They're all standing around like someone else has to do the job. Doesn't help that you're down by 58 points already. How much do you reckon it costs to bring Rankin's Pocket all the way from the Adelaide Oval to the MCG? Nah, what a goal by Rankin though. Rioli gets a taste of his own medicine here as Dunkley runs him down for a chase down tackle. I don't think you'd hear that too often, that someone's chased down Rioli. This was a crucial free and a 50-metre penalty against the Suns. As you can see, Swallow gives away a free and he just delays the time to get the ball back. In the end, gives away a 50-metre penalty to Bruin, who ends up kicking the goal. At this point in the game, it was all close, and so something like this could definitely be a coach killer, but we know how this story ended. What do you think about this 50-metre penalty? Do you think it was there? I think he's a little bit unlucky to get the 50-metre penalty. I can understand why it was paid, but I think you could argue that Taylor could have thought that the mark wasn't complete, so he's still trying to spoil. The ball comes loose, and it's a pretty harsh penalty. What are your thoughts on the call? What do you think it should have been? I thought this one was pretty funny. First 20 seconds into the game and there's a free kick and the umpire says free kick GWS. The other umpire corrects him, says Gold Coast. 20 seconds in and he's already forgotten who's playing.
Close up at these stoppages.
Chase Jones from the Crows has got the most unlucky bounce you ever could. He was definitely going to rush this through for a behind, but it bounces over his head and McGuinness ends up kicking the goal. I think Vossie's checking YouTube to see if Holding the Ball has uploaded recently. If you're like him, be sure to subscribe, leave a like and put a comment below. with the word leader. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you in the next video tomorrow. Catch ya.